Welcome to the love-infused ravings of Bach. A revolutionary act. It really is a revolutionary act not to think about anything. It's such a very, very strange concept to almost everybody. Imagining just sitting with a quiet mind, not thinking about anything. It seems like the most difficult chess move there is. Like, how is that even possible? And it's so simple, The engines have to slow down. There has to be a settling. Has to be a settling of those chaotic energies of doing. Not that there's anything wrong with doing, right? We don't demonize doing. It's just we need the balance. And the doing can be less stressful. Because if the doing's stressful, it's hard to come down off that drug. We have to shift our notion of what's most important. I read something from Eckhart years ago, and it always stuck with me, which was, it's not what you're doing that's most important, it's your state of consciousness while you're doing it. That's the most important. To me, that's so beautiful, so freeing. It's everything I do, big, small, medium, whatever. If I'm quiet and clear and open and aware, that's what makes it good, That's what I want more than anything. So if that's the sort of undercurrent, the main reason you're doing what you're doing, you're aware of your state of consciousness, you're paying attention to your state of consciousness. And you can kind of dilute that down into how quiet inside are we? How quiet are we? How still are we while we're doing the things we're doing? Are we just lost in the mind, just thinking about our lives while we're doing everything else and just crazy, 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 crazy mind? So if that makes sense to you, right? If you hear that and you say, yeah, that sounds right. My state of consciousness is what's important. It's not what I'm doing necessarily. And see how that transforms things. There's so many ways to say it. Try to be conscious in everything you do, but that can seem a little obtuse in some ways. How these different things that we've learned during our lives from others or from our own journeys, or it's best, obviously, when we learn something from someone else and then we actually have a direct experience of what we learned, and the whole thing makes sense all of a sudden. It's like it was this clue given to us however long ago, and then all of a sudden it comes due. The clue comes due, and we learn what that meant. So we come to get a sense, right, of this more awake state of consciousness, and quiet it is. Quiet in the mind, quiet in the heart. Still. I love the word stillness. I think it was Matisse, maybe. I have this thing that has a quote from Matisse, something like, when you're making art, try to do it from a place that's as close to the sacred as possible. Something like that. Right? And that's what we're touching here. They're trying to feel that kind of sacred presence as often during the day as we can. Make that the habit instead of busyness. Because we're never going to slow down because everything's done. There has to be an understanding of what you really want and where that's going to come from.